We detected 3 unusual trades on Meta stock today, April 24th. And what's also very unusual is that Meta reports earnings today after hours. And so in this video, we will analyze this unusual option activity to find out how wealthy investors are trading Meta for earnings. Are they bullish or bearish? And then show how we are trading Meta based on this data. So without further ado, let's get to the data as usual. As you can see here, 2,000 contracts for the June 21st options, 500 strike calls, and 500 strike puts. There's also 1,200 of these as well. So same options. What is going on here? That's a total of 3,200 at the same option expiration and strike prices. So June 21st, 500 strike puts and calls. We can see here at the 500 strike calls and puts, the put side here, 3,300. So these could be closing trades since this is slightly above the unusual options of 3,200. Same on the call side. Okay, so there is a possibility that these are closing trades, but there is also a chance that they are opening trades. And if they are, they would have been selling the 500 strike puts and buying the 500 strike calls. And when you analyze this trade, this is a synthetic long trade that is bullish, going long. Okay, you can see from the deltas here, a positive delta. So we know this is a bullish long trade. Cost a lot of capital to put on. 500 strike put, selling each of these, essentially saying they're willing to own 100 shares of Meta at $500 a share, 50,000. And we know that the first trade was 2,000 contracts. So that was $100 million. Okay, so quite a significant amount to go bullish on Meta on the day of earnings. So let's take another look for the second unusual trade. We can see here this one expires end of this week, April 26th. Very short term. Right here for the April 26 options, 525 strike calls. Buying them. Okay, let's take a look at the 525 strike calls to see if they are opening or closing. You can see here at the 525, there's 3,000 contracts, open interests. So even though the volume is greater, these still could be closing trades at the 525 strike calls. Okay, if they were opening, they would have bought these to open, and this is clearly a long bullish trade here. Okay, now let's take a look at a third unusual trade. Okay, the reason why those 525s could have been closing is because there was only 1,425. That's less than the 3,000 open interest. Okay, now take a look at this one here. September 20s, 400 strike put and 600 strike calls. These are being done at the same time, so this is the same trade. Okay, and you can see here, same options being traded. So this is then a total of 2,000 here. Okay, September 20s, 400 strike puts, 600 strike calls. And we'll take a look at the 400 strike puts. We can see here, this one is opening. 400 strike puts, open interest of 1,347. Okay, that's less than 2,000. And we believe they are selling these puts, okay, to open. And for the 600 strike calls, you can see here, 1,400, that's less than 2,000. So these are opening trades where they are buying the 600 strike calls to open. And so when we analyze this, this is also a bullish long trade here. But keep in mind, this one, even though it is bullish, it is hedged. You can see that the blue line is essentially flat here, all the way up here till the $400 level, where essentially if Meta drops all the way down to 400, by expiration, their loss is very limited here, just very flat here. Okay, you can see just below the zero, so the loss is not very significant. So this is a built-in hedge. Okay, and because they sold the 400 strike puts, essentially saying they're willing to own 100 shares at this strike price, that's 40,000 buying power per trade. And since they did 2,000 trades, this is $80 million. Okay, so all three unusual trades bullish, so we will also be going bullish. And so this is what we are trading for Meta. Earnings, April 26th, we have two trades. We have a hedge trade on the put side and our bullish long trade on the call side. So for each of our trades, you can see our positions over here. 520 strike calls, 530 strike calls, and the 535 strike calls. Each of our trades, we sold the 530 strike calls, two of them. We bought the 535 strike call and the 520 strike call. And so when we analyze this trade, you can see this is our first part of our trade here. This is a butterfly trade. Costs $163 per trade. And our second part of our trade, our hedge on the put side, you can see our positions here as well. The 455 strike puts, we sold two of them. We bought the 450 strike puts and the 460 strike puts. So when we analyze this trade, you can see these are very cheap hedges. Only cost about $23 each, essentially allowing us to be hedged to the downside. You can see here, currently Meta is trading right around here, around 493. If we were to drop to this 455 level, you can see we have a profit window over here. And if we don't land around there, at least we will be, the profit and loss will be reduced. Okay, the loss is significantly reduced. Right, and if we go and rally up here, you can see we can potentially make quite a lot here. At peak profit over here on the blue line, you can see our profits right over here on this box over here as we mouse over the cursor. At peak profit, it's about $802. And if we rally even more, that's $314 of profit. This is per trade. Okay, because we are only showing one trade here for simplicity reasons, for calculation reasons, makes it easier. Okay, but we can increase these contracts, adjust it based on how much position sizing we want to risk. Okay, so that is how we trade. All right, so this is our strategy. This is a double butterfly strategy. It works very well. It also worked on our Tesla trade recently today, where we did not have a loss because we were hedged. Okay, so if you are interested in more of our analysis work, where we pick the better stocks that the wealthy investors are trading, because this trade here on Meta is not a high probability of profit trade. This is actually a low chance of profit trade in comparison to the ones that we share on our website. We'll put a link at the top here. If you're interested, check that out. And let us know in the comments below, what do you think will happen to Meta? Will it go up or will it go down? We have less than 30 minutes to find out. Please smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and have a great day.